Hi, it's Sue. Welcome back to my craft room today, where I've been doing a real big sort out, sorting through all kinds of papers, book pages, images that I wanted to keep, getting rid of any scraps that I really don't think I'll use. So far, 2 big bin bags full. Isn't that shocking? Nothing precious, I promise you. My bookshelves are still full. Anyway, I thought I'd come on today because part of my tidy up was sorting through the pieces of ephemera that I've made and not used. And actually, this is one of 2 boxes. And as you can see, there's a real mixture here. I don't sell my journals. I've never sold a journal yet. I've given them away, but I don't sell them. And so if I make pieces in challenges, unless they go into a journal, this is where they end up, in one of these 2 boxes. So what I thought was that I would put together another journal so that I can house some of these pieces. I mean, I could literally go through the journals on my shelf and add pieces, and I did that for one that I plan to give away. But for now, I thought I'd bring you with me while I sort out the journal, ready to add some of this ephemera and decorate the pages. All right, so what I've got here is this book cover. That was the back cover, that was the front. Okay, so it opens up like this. Now this originally had a very narrow border, probably about 1 centimetre. And I probably, like a lot of you, I never make my journals wide enough for all the bits and bobs that go inside them. So I thought, okay, I'm going to split this and make my own spine. And what I've done, just put that over here. What I've done is I have cut a new spine from a cookie box. Okay, and I've worked it out that I have 3 signatures going in here, and I wanted them to have a bit of room, so I might have overcompensated, but I don't mind that because I can do tip-ins and all kinds. So the actual spine area measures 2 inches, and I have split that into 3. I've also allowed 1 inch either side to wrap around the front and the back cover. And what I will do is then I will cover this with a piece of fabric. And this is the fabric I've chosen from my box. This is a piece of quilting fabric, and as you can see, it goes pretty well with the colours in this cover. I may also add a bit of padding to the back of this. I haven't decided yet, just to make it a bit more, just to give it a bit more thickness, because it's quilting cotton, so it's not very thick. And I was thinking that over this, I'd actually quite like it to be a bit softer. So it will probably be just some iron-on wadding. All right, so that's what I've got so far. I have, as I say, I've scored and sorted this out. And I have also done another piece because I want to have a the hidden spine here, and this is where I will bind my 3 signatures. So my 3 signatures are here, and they were made up of papers that I had put aside for another project and didn't use. So I've trimmed them all down, and I will probably end up with another journal. I'm just trying to find the pieces. Here they are. Made up with the bits that I took off. So that's what's left, so I won't waste that, that will get used. Okay, and I'm putting it away because I'm trying to keep things tidy in here. All right, so my signatures contain 7 pages each, okay? So, you know, that's quite a few. Once it goes in the journal, it is going to have a lot of space to spread out. But yeah, I don't know, I might have got away with 4, but I just, for once, I wanted a book that wasn't sort of gator mouth, you know, huge. So anyway, next step for me is to go and find some iron-on wadding and add it to a piece of this fabric. I need to trim this piece up and then add the wadding onto it. So once I've done that, I will come back and share. Okay. Okay, so this is my spine piece, and you can see I've added some iron-on wadding, and it's very thin, it's about 1/8 thick. And I pinked the sides. This end is a salvage end, which I don't mind, I'll put that at the bottom. And I've turned over the top just a bit more than 1/8, I'd say. So that's ready to go. The next job I think will be to add my new spine to the book covers, front and back. Okay, and as you can see, my spine is a tad smaller than the cover, but I'm not too worried about that because, as I say, I think this piece, once that's on, that will cover. All right, so the next job is to add some glue, and join these up. Now then, where's my glue book? Here it is. I couldn't decide whether to add the fabric to this first or not, but then I thought, no, let's make sure we get this on properly, and then the fabric can come last. I'm sorry if you can hear the fan in the background. It's another warm day here today, and I'm upstairs. It's good to be able to add a bit of breeze into the room. Yesterday was a cooler day, but yesterday I got laundry sorted, so okay. So then this is the front. What we'll do is just get that reasonably positioned. And now I've used Boyle's glue, and Boyle's glue allows you a bit of time just to play around, and you can see that's exactly what I've done. I just want to go slightly off the edge of the book. That's it. Perfect. So that's one side on. Now I'm going to clamp that just to hold that in position for a moment. Okay. And then we will do the back cover. Excuse me, I need a drink. So let's add some glue. This is a different kind of spine for me. I've done soft spines, book spines, you know, with just hidden spine to join the signatures. But this is kind of a bit of both, adding the fabric over and extending the book out. I don't normally do that. If I want a thicker spine journal, I generally make the whole thing covers and back, but this was one of the books that I'd sorted out with my cleanup. I've got a few ready to go, but this one I thought would be perfect for the ephemera because of the size of it. Right, make sure we get that the right way around. Just about there. Flip her over. Okay. And again, I want it to be just a tad off the edge of the spine area. Take these off a moment, and we can look, make sure that we've got them reasonably even, and I think we have. Pop that there. Just smooth that down. Might have to come out a tad. It's better. Okay, so this will need to dry for a minute or two, just to make sure that it's properly adhered. So I'm going to set this aside, and whilst that is drying, we might work on the signatures. All right, so these are our signatures. We'll move that to one side, and the book pages are slightly smaller obviously than the spine. So what I want to do is transfer those markings onto a piece that is 7 3/4. Find a ruler. Yes, 7 3/4. So I'm going to grab a piece of scrap paper. Perfect. And I'm going to cut this to 7 3/4. So that piece measures the same as our book pages. So we'll fold that in half. Yeah, I'm going to open it up and fold it in half again. Okay. So then, with a pencil, I'm going to mark the centre point, because that will be the centre of the signature. Okay, and then I've worked mine. Where's my piece? Have I done with it? I've tidied it. There it is. Okay, so if that's the centre, I'm going to mark the top. and this is the top of this piece. And just, you can see if that's the center, I want one point here and the other one here. And that's how I've done it. I've sort of worked it out so that this piece marries up with the middle of the spine marking. All right, so that's ready to go. Yes, so I use a book for this. I'm just going to punch through the center, one, down at the bottom, two, and the top. Okay, and while we're here, let's do these. Okay, so I'll put that aside, those lines can be erased now. All right, so let's grab a couple more pieces of, a couple more of these clamps, and these are my pages, and there's a real mixture here. Some rather large book page. We'll just do a quick flick through. Into the center, making sure the top is at the top. We'll add this, oh, I need to turn it the other way around, of course, so that I can actually see the markings that I've drawn. Okay, top's in the top, and you can see it fits snug into the spine. Just pop that down a tad, it's better. Okay, there, I didn't use the clamps. Sometimes using this book, and there aren't too many pages, it stays together quite well. Just have a look. Yep, that's gone through fine. So we'll take that piece out, and I might put some paper clips on, just to try and hold it until we're ready to use it, to add it to the main spine piece. Okay, to there. And the second one. Make sure I've got everything. Slightly smaller, so we'll even that one up. Three. Right, I'll do the last one off camera, and I've also realised I wanted to add a bit of trim on the end of a couple of these pages, so I might do that at the same time, and I'll be back. Okay, so I added my lace, and I have gone on a little bit because otherwise this is going to be a very long, boring video. I've started adding my signatures to the hidden spine. So, you know, I'm just using a 3-hole pamphlet stitch, and there are lots and lots of videos showing you how to do this. So I've added the first two, and I'll show you me working with the last one. And I've got to tell you, I think I tend to make this look more difficult than it is. But we'll see how we go. This is what I'm using. This is a waxed twine, and I use it with a tapestry needle. You want something with a large eye. You don't want anything too thick at this end because, I mean, it is slightly thicker. You probably can't see that. Where am I? Yeah, it is a bit thicker on the end, but not a lot. So it's not a particularly long needle either, but it works really well for me. So I've got my spine, my pages, my signatures all together, and I've put the holes in, and I use the book to help me. I just wedge them again into the spine of an old paperback and press through with the owl, and that works really well for me. Okay, so we start in the middle, pull through. I'm going to leave a fair-sized tail there. And from here, now you'll notice I start with the back, the last signature, and work forward. It's just the way I've always done it, and it works well for me. Okay, so it's into the centre. There we go, up to the top. And if you're very lucky, you get it through in one go, through the signature and the spine. I'm rarely that lucky. I end up fiddling around. Just make sure I'm on. See, look, I can't even see the hole there. I know it's there. There we go. Let's see if that goes through. Yeah, no trouble. So it goes through to the middle of that signature here. Pull it, but we don't have to pull it too tight at this point. And then we go right down to the bottom, to that hole and out through the back. That's the easy one. Okay, and then now this is the one that can be a bit tricky because you go back in through the centre and you want to try not to split the thread that's already in there. That's cleared it. I mean, the wax thread is quite strong, but for all that, you don't want to have issues down the way. So as you can see, I've got one thread on either side of that middle thread now. And this is where we tighten it up. Take that off a minute. So that just makes it heavy. All right. So we'll put one knot through, go back and check. That could be a bit tighter. And it's worth taking the time here because you don't want your pages floating around within the spine. This is me showing you just how pernickety it can be. Okay. And you don't want to pull too tight either, because you don't want to make that hole bigger than it needs to be. That's better, that's got it. Okay. So we'll double knot it. Yep, that's fine. There we go. And that's the last signature in. So there you go. And you can open up and just crease your pages across, that's fine. I'm going to leave the strands here a bit longer, just in case I want to put anything on the ends. So there we go. That's our false spine, our hidden spine, all set up. And now all we've got to do is add that into here. Double checking that I've got it the right way around. It wouldn't be the first time I've glued it in upside down. Okay, so I'm going to... I was actually thinking of putting a strip of that fabric down here first. So I'm going to go and trim off a piece, put this away, and I'll come back when that's done. Okay, so I've popped that strip down, and now I'm going to ink. I keep saying ink. I'm not inking at all, I'm gluing. It's the heat. It's getting to me, I think. I need to get this done and go downstairs. Okay. And I like to put plenty of glue on this and make sure it's really stuck down. One last check to make sure I'm the right way around. And let's fit this in. And I've measured it so it should slot in between the folds just nicely. And I measured it before I added the fabric on the inside, but still should be good. Press it down. And this side too. Yep. All right, close it just to be sure. Yeah, fabulous. And now I'm looking at it, I don't think that spine was too big. Looking down into the spine, I think I've got plenty of room there. I need a bit more glue on that piece of fabric. Plenty of room for this to grow, this journal. So we'll just go between the signatures and press that spine in to the back. That's so satisfying when it slots in just nicely. Perfect. I might add a little bit of glue on this top corner just to try and keep it all laying flat. And there you go. Now that needs time to dry as well. I'm just pressing in, and the same at the bottom. that's it. All right, all that remains is to glue on our fabric spine. Before now I've stitched these, but I think this one's going to be a bit too chunky to stitch. Put it the wrong way around, that way I want it. But that's what it will look like. Okay. Now I do have fabric glue here, but I don't know whether I can get the lid off. I'm inclined to have problems with this one. Yeah, I might have to, oops, take the whole thing off and glue it this way. So this is going to be messy. Right, piece of paper. Sorry if that was noisy. I'm going to use that to spread my glue. Stretch that round. And I may well try and stitch that once it's dried a bit, just to be on the safe side. But there you go. That's the book. Oops, let's move that before it dries. That's the journal, made up of odd scraps of paper that I had out of my clearing up box, and an old book cover. And I think that's going to make a really nice journal. Really nice. I love it. Okay, thank you so much for joining me today. Next time you see this journal, hopefully I will have started to decorate inside, and it will be pages as well as adding ephemera. All right. Until I see you again, take care. Thanks for calling past, and I hope you're enjoying some reasonable weather wherever you are. All right, see you soon. Bye now.